Hey guys, so today is January 22nd. I want to do a video about something I went to yesterday with my friends who are visiting. So hi Karen and David, if you're watching. They're probably still asleep in my apartment. So I went sightseeing yesterday. Oh, sorry. I also want to do a shout out to this channel on YouTube. It's called 2 Cool House, the number 2 Cool and House. And pretty much it's two siblings that moved to Korea and they talk about their experience in Korea so far. And I think they have really cool vlogs just because I usually see teachers like me who are doing vlog videos, but I haven't really seen two people who have actually come with their family for a few months to live here. So it's a pretty cool experience because I don't think they're going to school and I don't think they're like doing anything except they're here with their family. So it's a really cool experience to see what it's like for them. So I'll put a link to their channel down here as well. But I pretty much want to talk about my sightseeing experience to Building 63 yesterday. So Building 63 is in Seoul. And it's pretty cool because it's on Yeouido Island, which is like, if you go on the Han River to the west side, there's like an island in between the river. I don't know if it's man-made or not, but it's kind of a cool island just because it's smack dab of like the river. It's pretty easy to get to. You take the subway and you get off at Yeouido Station, I think walk 15 minutes to the building. Or you can take get off at Daebon Station on line 1. And there's a free shuttle to the Building 63. So I'll talk about the good parts about it, but overall I have to say I had a pretty bad experience just because, well, I mean it's not that bad I guess if it's your first time in Korea and maybe you haven't traveled as much, but I come from North America where we have like pretty tall buildings, and I've been to like Hong Kong where there's also really tall buildings, and the tallest building in Hong Kong is like over 100 stories, and Building 63 is Korea's tallest building, which is only at 63 floors. And my friend who's visiting from Hong Kong, she lives on like the 50-something floor in Hong Kong. So this building was only like 10 floors higher than where she lives. So we weren't really that impressed, and also there were other things that I wasn't impressed about. But you get there, it's pretty easy to get to. It's free shuttles, and pretty much the building is normally a life insurance building. It's called Heihua Insurance Company, and so it's pretty cool because of that. And they try to make it a tourist attraction, or they try to boast that it's like the tallest building in Korea by having a bunch of attractions. So you don't go just to see the building, there's a bunch of stuff to see there as well. So pretty much you can pay, so we paid 30,000 for the big three, which is the Seaworld, the Wax Museum, and going to the top floor of the building for $30,000, which is about $30 Canadian. So we went to the Wax Museum first, and it's pretty easy once you go in because there's like directions. It's a really nice building on the bottom, but nothing too special. Like the building right beside this building was almost as tall as it was. So it wasn't that special to me. I also posted a video of my elevator ride going up this building, so if you want to post it out, it's 2 videos ago up here somewhere. So pretty much you go in. So we went to Wax Museum first, and I've been to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum back in Victoria in Canada, and this museum wasn't a Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. It was just, I guess, like some artist decided to make wax figures out of wax. So most of them weren't that good depictions of the people they were trying to be. Me and my friends actually played this game. When we walk through, we try to guess who the person was before reading the sign, and half the time we were able to guess only because they were in a setting where it was obvious who they were. So like David Beckham was in a soccer setting, so obviously it was David Beckham, but it looked nothing like David Beckham. There was a Gandhi wax figurine, and Gandhi was like a Caucasian man, which doesn't make any sense. And also it wasn't themed very well, so there were like wax museums and then like wax figurines, and out of nowhere there'd be like a teddy bear figurine. I was like the size of me, dressed up in a Harry Potter costume. It was just a really bizarre wax museum. And then after that we went to SeaWorld, which is also part of the building, and I think it's supposed to be cool. Main word here is supposed to be cool because it's part of this building. But pretty much it was the saddest aquarium I've ever been to. Like I'm not really a fan of zoos. I'm not a huge fan of aquariums. Well, not so much about aquariums because I don't know a lot about animals, I guess. So I guess when I see like fishes, I don't have that much empathy towards them, so I don't feel that bad that they're in captivity. And also the aquarium back home in Vancouver, I think it's a pretty decent sized aquarium, so I think there's a lot of space for the animals. And I think the aquarium back home in Vancouver also emphasizes on rehabilitation, so trying to help these animals. So I'm not really a fan of zoos because I feel like most zoos don't try to help animals. But again, don't get me wrong, because I know there are zoos out there that are like sanctuaries or they try to help animals eventually. And obviously some animals are born into captivity or abandoned in the wild. So obviously some zoos are good, but I've been to bad zoos. I've been to really bad zoos. So I'm not really a big fan of them. And then I've never had a problem with aquariums. Like this aquarium, the SeaWorld in Seoul was just terrible. So pretty much there was like this like they pretty much had a penguin captivity, which is like probably like a quarter of the size of this room right here, and there's like 20 penguins in there, and it had a temperature of the captivity, and it was like 11 degrees Celsius. And I'm pretty sure penguins don't live in such warm weather. So that was the first thing that made me really upset. And then the second thing that made me upset was it had like an otter cage thingy, and like the cage was probably like the size of me, and then there was like a tunnel where the otter would like crawl through to get to the other cage, which is also the size of me. And if you know, otters are like this big, so there's no way those otters were like happy. And like it was just really upsetting. There's like seals and like sea lions that were also like in these captivity places that are like super tiny. Like sea lions are pretty big. I'm pretty sure sea lions are like taller than me, and like maybe a bit skinnier, but they're like at least 5'5". And there was 3 of them, and the captivity was like a quarter of the size of this room. And like the water they were swimming in was like shorter than me. Like if a seal could stand on its tail, it would like be above the water. It was just really sad to look at. So I definitely do not suggest going to the SeaWorld or giving them money or ever paying to go. It was just a terrible thing, and I was just really upset going through that. And also a lot of the fishes, especially the bigger fish, not that fish can feel emotion, but I really believe you can tell how happy they are by the way they're swimming. And this one big fish was just not having a great time. It was like a terrible experience. I'm just really upset, even just talking about it right now. So definitely don't go there. Don't go Building 63 because of SeaWorld. Wax Museum was really crappy too, so don't go there. Sorry for my words. And then the last thing that we paid for was to go to the top floor of the building, which I think is a pretty good experience because you might as well. It's the tallest building in Korea, so you know it's 63 floors. So you take the elevator up. It's a pretty short ride, and you get a pretty nice view. It's a glass elevator, and you go all the way up to the top floor. And here it's also the Sky Art Gallery, so it shows different types of art around the building. But I think they just put art there, so it's not like I just paid like 10,000 won, $10 to go up to see this view. So they put these like random pieces of art there to kind of make you, I guess, feel you get your money's worth. The art isn't bad, but it's nothing spectacular. It's a lot of modern art, which I really like. But it didn't seem like a lot of people were enjoying it. So you get a 360 view of the city, and it's a pretty cool view. I really enjoyed it. We went at nighttime, and it was a cloudy day, but we still were able to see all the sights. So I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend going to the top of the building. Just to get a nice view of Seoul. However, if you were here for the weekend, I suggest going to Namsan Tower and not Building 63 because it really wasn't, because Namsan Tower is more central, so you get to see a bit more of Seoul. This is kind of like on the south of the river, and it's not really central, so you don't really get to see as much lights or a good perspective of how big Seoul is. And so yeah, so my overall review of Building 63 is don't go unless you feel like wasting money, or you want to see the tallest building in Korea, or you've never been to a building so tall before, or if you haven't, or you're here for a long time in Korea, might as well go see it, I guess. Oh, and also this building also hosts the best buffet in Korea, or the biggest buffet in Korea. I would probably never pay to go to a buffet because, or at least this buffet, because I'm not really a big eater in one sitting, and so buffets are never really worth it for me. But this buffet, for Korean standards, it's really expensive. So for lunchtime, it's 60,000 won, which is about $60 Canadian. And then for dinner time when we went last night, it was actually $70 Canadian. So it's really expensive. And I know I don't eat that much, but even if you're a big eater, I don't think you can eat $70 worth of food in one sitting. So I'll post some. I'm not gonna post any photos. I didn't really take any photos, but definitely check out my video from 2 videos ago about this. And also check out Cool House YouTube's channel. And also subscribe to me, but if you don't, that's okay too. So alright, bye guys.